welcome along and welcome back to Attingham Park. Today is we're back into a new year and it's January. We're looking at buying a new field, maybe 2 new fields. There's a second one which we could afford in the area that we're looking at. Lots of people talking about what we should do with the excess feed we have from the gardens last time and whether we should sell that and invest in the farm. And yeah, I think we're going to. It seems to be a fairly good consensus. So let's get this put away, this trailer. And then we can go and buy the field that we want to buy. And this is kind of the state of our fields at the moment. So everything's mulched, which is a good start. We've got weeds in 2B and 12C, so we'll be dealing with those today. You can see field 14, which we're targeting, has some big stones in it, so we're gonna have to deal with those after this year. However, let's switch over and see what we've got. Yeah, field 14 has winter wheat in it, so we're gonna have a lot of extra winter wheat this year. We've got 4 fields that still need planting. Although, having said that, with the winter wheat being in 14, I think that we'll be able to put maybe some spring canola in one of these spare fields. And then that means we can put sorghum in the others. And that will even things up a little bit. What we need to do first, though, is we have 203,612. It's 165,000 to buy this field. So we will buy that. Yes. And then I want to check the weed situation in field 14, which is weed free. Looking at other fields, there are other possibilities. So we're left with a total of 38,000. So I don't think we can afford much other than field 9 would be affordable to us. It'd be the only one that is at the moment, and it's a little bit separated from the rest of our farm. So I think we'll leave that at the moment. Field 14 will need scanning. We don't use a scanner. We have to get somebody in to do it. So that's what we'll do. Purchase soil information. It's going to cost me 11,200 to do that. So we'll do that. We've got a little bit of loam at the top end of that field. And then the rest is just lots of silty clay. It's quite a heavy silty clay area. Our best fields are the one nearest the farm. The other thing I said I was going to be buying today, we want something to do pig food mixing. Now, I had considered putting in a silo, and then I found this. The pig food production by Omatana. And it's a silo and a pig feed mixer. I think it's absolutely perfect for what we need on here. Let's just straighten up our edges and everything. Bring it a little bit back onto the concrete. And we could just place anywhere, but I'm going to place it there. Perfect. 20,000. And this takes either corn pig feed, sorghum pig feed, or potatoes pig food. So 450 litres of corn, 250 litres of barley, 200 litres of canola, and 100 litres of sugar beet is no good for us. We're going to have to rework our farm ever so slightly in order to get this to work. Not great. We don't have the right set of feed mix. No, we do. Okay, there we go. So sorghum pig food is going to be the way we go by the looks of things. We got sorghum, we got wheat, we got canola, we got potatoes. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to have potatoes produced by our gardens at the moment. We'll go down to one garden. We'll produce potatoes only, and those can go straight into here. Everything else is stuff that we produce on our farm at the moment. So that is a really interesting setup and quite a good mixer that is going to change what we do on the farm. So everything we have in corn today, we're going to sell and use that to rebuild our yard. We are also going to do the same with the sunflowers in here, and I'm going to stop production of everything else. We have 180 litres of seed left. and 180 litres of fertilizer. Let's output the rest of this. Deactivate that. Deactivate that. Potatoes. And yeah, activate that. And we'll then output potatoes from here instead. And we're going to do the same in the other one. So we'll stop this outputting corn and we'll output potatoes instead. And in the meantime, I'm going to sell everything we have in here. Unbelievably, today is actually best price for corn. We could have timed this whole sort of rework of our pig feeding setup any better. 33,000 litres is all we have left in here. We're going down to British grain. I think is this one down here somewhere. Yeah, there we are. So it's the one right down the bottom. We've got a load of corn here. We've got some in the gardens as well. We also want to get the sunflowers out of the gardens because, of course, they are of no use to us either anymore. And this is something that's going to restrict the effect that our gardens actually have. That is going to change the way we work on here. It evens things out and it works much better for us. And I really quite like that those pig food mixers have restrictions that basically those gardens can't produce nearly everything I need anymore. I do actually have to use some of the crops I'm growing. The best price for the corn at the moment is 900 and we are at 905 down here at British Grain. So this is why it is actually the perfect time to sell the corn. If we have a look down here, I've added this time-saving stock check mod, which is brilliant. So if we have a look at corn, it's actually dropped to 902 at British Grain. Our value is actually, that's slightly down, but max price is 909. Was there and has dropped down from it. So let's tip this out. We're going to get probably about 25,000 for this, which is perfect. Looking at the sunflowers, the best price max month seems to be March. So we're a little bit off selling that. We currently have 7,000 litres of that sitting in the gardens, which is worth about 9,000. 27,000 plus 2,200. So 29,000 actually for that. That is perfect. And doesn't actually make a huge amount of difference to our money. Not as I was expecting it to be honest. So I need to go and get the last of corn out of the silo. We'll then load up the corn that is remaining in the gardens themselves. So refill and corn. We've got 3,728 litres. Oh, so 3,729 litres, sorry, from there. And then we need to back this up here and get this under the chute. We're going to have to get this connected back up to the 7610. And I have had a little bit of trouble with this, getting it disconnected from it. So you can connect it up easy enough. Manual attach doesn't have much issue with that. But I think it's something to do with where the connection point is. So that is connected. But now can I... Oh, no, I can. So I had trouble last time connecting and disconnecting it. I managed to connect it this time. So let's connect that up. And now we need to go and get the front loader. And by that, I, of course, mean our little Ford 2000 series. Is this 2000? I think it is. Which is doing a grand job of handling all of this. And we can output the corn from here. We'll probably output the sunflowers from here today as well. Get that all cleared out. We want to output all of this corn. So just 2 pallets of that. Really? No. We want to output, yeah, that pallet, which is a partial one. Perfect. And then close that for 5 pallets. Right, so there should be no corn in here now. It's just potatoes. Yep. And already got 400 or 500 litres in there. And this one, this should now just be potatoes and sunflowers. Yeah, so we're 7,000 litres sunflowers, 2,000 litres of potatoes. Let's get these all loaded up. And then we can go get this sold as well. Our last crate, or last pallet of this, and we'll get this over here. Perfect. And then I'm going to do the sunflowers again in a minute. So we'll leave that as it is. That's another 10,611 litres. We'll cover that up. We forgot to do that last time. And if we have a look, the price has already dropped considerably. Yeah, we are still in the best time to do it. So we need to go and do that and sell it down at British Grain. That mod really takes all the pain out of working out when and where to sell stuff. I love it. Definitely be using that on the realism experiment. I think that's going to be a very useful mod to have in the future. Back down to British Grain. In we go and get it unloaded. This should bring in about another 8,000, 9,000 on top. So we'll be back up at 46,000. Which is great. It's actually a point at which we could afford another field, I think. But no, we'll do that. As I said, we're going to be using this excess money here to work on our yards. Probably finally build us a farmhouse, which is something we've not had in all the time we've been on this map. We have not yet had a farmhouse. 9,424 plus 924 in environmental score, so over 10,000 we earned from that. That is perfect. And then the last thing we need to do today is just unload the sunflowers while we're here. We might as well use the truck. We're a long way from it costing us for another hour. So where are they? There they go. Okay. And should be 8 pallets, I think, out of here. Yep, in total. Will it give me all 8? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes. So let's get them loaded up. So now that we've got our gardens empty of everything except potatoes, I have realized that we're basically back to what my original plan was on this map. We were going to grow most of the feed for the pigs except for the potatoes out in our fields, and that's actually why we have the mix of crops that we have out there already. So this is very much getting back to the original plan that we had on this map, and I'm very pleased with that. That's actually made me a lot happier. I think it's gonna give us a much more balanced setup on here as a result. So with that all loaded up, we can go and put this tractor back. And we can, in fact, we can start putting all of this away. Our little Ford goes back in its shed at the end here. They're separate from everywhere else, but I kind of like that this has a separate setup. What I am going to do, though, is as I'm parking up, we're just going to drop the pallet fork off and back the tractor off a little bit. I found the last couple of times when I've come back in that this has been dropped into the ground and the pallet fork gets stuck. So disconnecting that should prevent that from happening. Next, I want to detach the PTO. Oh, there we go. That's detached it and detach that. Yep. So that's working. And then we'll connect this tractor up to this and move out of the way, I think. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this. If all we're doing is potatoes, I think we're going to want a different kind of conveyor for that. So I think we'll go and we'll go put this in the shed and we'll see if we have a use for it. I'm not sure we do. It might be useful for something at some point, but at the moment this is a grain auger, not a potato conveyor. Do you know what? I really like this John Deere one in comparison to the other one we've got, because the other one has no obvious power. I think it's probably an electrical one. Yeah, it is an electrical one. So it does have obvious power. But I love that this one's run off the PTO and can be used anywhere. And this one is sort of one that you just use in the shed. And connect up to electricity that you don't obviously see. And then finally, we want to get all of this tipped into our silos and out the way. This will be clear by the end of March. As we saw a minute ago, March is when the best price is expected for sunflowers. Just check, we've only got canola in here. In fact, I know what I'm going to do. So we'll tip this and then fill this with the canola that we've got sitting in here. And we'll take that and put that immediately into the silos. Can we get that into here? Yes, 363 litres. There's just, yeah, nothing in there at all. Takes a while for the back of this to open up. There we go. And you blink and you miss it. It was gone. So let's go park this back up. We're up to 4.6 hours on this truck. We still have those sunflowers to sell in a little while, but we'll keep an eye on that. I have one more job to do today. And in fact, if we can get all of our jobs done today, what we'll probably do is go straight forward to February next video. Because, yeah, I don't think there's much left to do in January. So we're going to take the 8340 here, put some care wheels on it. So customize it. Oh, wow, it could do with the repair as well. So wheel setup at the moment is standard. Narrow tires is what we want. The narrow tires on these tractors look really good. Yes, for 1,000. Okay. We'll repair it as well while we're here. I did say we were going to do some repairing today. How much is the Isaria? We kind of want to put this on because we're going to be doing some fertilizing later in the year. And this is a sensor rather than, well, it is running on GPS, but I think this is a fair enough thing to be adding. And I did ask in the comments a little while ago if you think putting something like an Isaria compact on one of these tractors makes sense. And I think it does, because it's not controlling the steering, it's not controlling the positioning of the tractor or anything like that. It's just controlling the... it's just a sensor that runs on the tractor, and I think that is fair enough. I think that works fairly well for us. And putting it on our most modern tractor on the farm also seems to be a fairly good way to do it as well. So, oh wow, I think we need a front weight on this. We've got a front weight around here somewhere. Actually, we don't. The front weight is currently sitting on the back of the Ford. Do I have... Oh, I have a Ford front weight coupler here. Yeah, let's go grab this. So we'll buy that for 800, and I'm just going to pop to the shop and grab it. There it is, as ordered, a nice Ford front coupler for our tractor. I like that. I like that a lot. Much, much more era appropriate. And so the only thing we have left to do today is get the weeds cleared out of 2 of our fields. We've got this field here, which of course is field 2B. And we've actually got the biggest field in the farm to get done as well. But this should be a fairly quick job, if I remember correctly. And I can get it knocked out pretty quickly. And in doing so, we will have everything set. Certainly, well, actually, I think that might be everything set. Oh, wow. That's bad news. That's really bad news. We've left the weeds too long. That is not going to be doable. We're going to have to get a sprayer on these, and that means getting hold of a spot sprayer this year. Oh, well. That's a bit of a problem. An unfortunate one, but there's not much I can do. Which means there's nothing else to do on the farm. We will check things out in February as far as if there's any work. Otherwise, we'll move on to March. The one thing we could do before we go today, though, is I think it might be time to buy a house. So let's head over here and see what we've got. Farmhouses. We've got the British Farmhouse by MS Modding, which is really nice. I've wanted to put this on here for a while. Basically, the garden to the house would be over there. So not enough money. Oh, it's 45,000. But we're not apparently putting it on flat terrain. That's slightly annoying because I want to put the house here, get the dog, set everything up, and yeah, have this as our as where our house is. But yeah, until we've sold the sunflowers, that's not gonna be possible. So that's gonna be a little while off yet. So therefore, that is where we're gonna finish for today. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.